I just want to thank you all so much for caring enough to be here today. It is my honor, and I know Lynn feels like it's his honor, and so does the rest of our significant team who have been working day and night since the election, none of whom have been paid a dime yet, although people have been contributing generously to defending the republic.org. But we haven't even had time to get the stuff set up to write a check to pay anybody with yet. We're too busy fighting the fight, but thank you. I know you have my six, and we all really appreciate that. Once again, you inspire us. God bless you, and God bless America.
So that was Sidney Powell at a rally earlier today in Georgia with Lynn Wood and many others, basically admitting that she hasn't spent any of the money that she's been raising in this fight for justice for Donald Trump and for the American people. That all the money they've been raising to sort of protect American democracy, not a single check has been written. Basically, none of the people working for them have gotten paid. It's seemingly none of the money has been spent to, fund any of these efforts. And I'm guessing, as she notes, people have been very generous. Trump supporters are often very willing to give money to causes like this. And so the question is, where is the money going? And the only logical explanation is that this is a huge grift. And I don't know if she's going to be like Lyle Lanley from The Simpsons and fly off on a plane at the end of all of this with the millions of dollars in a sack of cash or a briefcase or whatever. Or even if we're charitable to her, she's in way over her head and she has all of this money and doesn't have the ability or infrastructure to spend it. But even if you take that latter point, even if you take it at good faith, it means that she's failing to actually release anything near the Kraken. Because here's the thing, there's a ticking clock here. States are certifying. Some key states have already certified. The Electoral College is meeting soon. Shortly after that, the Congress will. From my perspective, the election's over. But even if you take the most charitable viewpoint of Trump supporters, that the election isn't over until it's fully, finally certified by the House, by the Electoral College, by the Senate, all of those bodies, then it's not over. Even if you take that perspective, the fact is Sidney Powell is not using her resources to actually get it done. All she's doing is holding these big rallies and getting embarrassed in court time after time after time after time, holding these insane rallies where Lynn Wood at this rally is railing on about George Soros needing to get out of our country and how, they want to lock up Republican Governor Brian Kemp for having the audacity to respect the election results. That's what this rally is about. This is supposedly a legal effort, but really it's just an absolute bonkers rally. There's no legal effort happening here, despite millions likely going to it. And when they do talk about actual policy and effort here, they again are putting absolute poison in the well for the Republican Party.
You're not going to fool Georgians again. If Kelly Loeffler wants your vote, if David Perdue wants your vote, they've got to earn it. They've got to demand publicly, repeatedly, consistently, Brian Kemp call a special session of the Georgia legislature, and if they do not do it, if Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue do not do it, they have not earned your vote. Don't you give it to them. You gotta fix it before we'll do it again. They've already got 800,000 absentee ballots. They're printing them out.
That no one in Georgia should cast a ballot, no one should exercise their franchise until they know it's secure and on the up and up and everything's on the table and all of these sorts of things, knowing darn well that no major changes can be done to the way an election runs between now and the Georgia Senate runoffs in January. And so what this woman is doing, supposedly trying to help Donald Trump and help conservatives and protect their values and protect the republic, and everything here is very couched in this sort of like Christian language, like every person here basically had a prayer before they spoke. All of this is being done, and it's going to hurt Republicans. You're telling this massive group of people, and literally hundreds of thousands, if not more than 1 million people across all these platforms watching this live, that no one should go to the booth if they don't think it's secure. And she said, well, I'm talking to Democrats too, but Democrats don't believe you, Sidney. And so you're making a one-sided argument. This is the logical conclusion of the Trump era. Everyone thought they could, control Trump and manifest him into a reasonable, responsible president. But this was always how it was going to end. He was going to lose because he was an awful president, and his core supporters would never accept it. And there would be people along the way that would exploit those people's fanaticism for Donald Trump to grift. Trump himself is grifting. Sidney Powell is grifting. Giuliani is grifting. And while they're going to get away with millions of dollars potentially, the fact of the matter is real democratic crises will come from this. And that's the sad part. This is not just a joke. I'm going to laugh my rear off at Sidney Powell and Lin Wood for being ridiculous. But this is not a joke. This is going to be a long-term issue the U.S. is not ready to deal with.